Hello and welcome to another BuildASoil YouTube product highlight video. Today we've got a new grow light to us that we've not used before, and we'll be setting it up for the first time. So I'm not an expert on this light, and that's why we want to run it in our head-to-head. We're going to be running two 4x4 grow tents and this GRANDMASTer LED. As you can see, it's the Tarantula Tent Ultimate. This one's the 4x4. There's also a 5x5. I'm going to open it right now. I've already opened it to take a peek. There was a cardboard insert here so that obviously it all stays intact. But I've been holding off building it because I wanted to record it and I need to get it set up. So today's the day, and I've got the manual right here. It looks like there's no tools required. It should be really easy, and this one's different than some of the other lights in how it fits together, and I'm really looking forward to building it because it looks really easy. So let's get started. I guess what I'll do before we get started on the build is discuss why we're running the GRANDMASTer LED, what we hope to find. We've been running the high grove lights. I've got the Cypress 8, and we're gonna be comparing this to the Cypress 6. The Cypress is my favorite grow light on the market. I've worked with Dan from Timber and now High Grove for a really long time. And as a grower, I'm wanting to try all the same things that you guys are doing. And I see this GRANDMASTer LED company, and they're making some pretty cool claims. They've got some pretty cool products coming out, and I like that. I like innovation. But I'm asking myself, well, why would I replace the Cypress? I love all of the things that Dan has built into that, alongside of asking me all the questions as a grower what I would want. And so I started thinking about it, and I'm running a 10x10 tent with a couple quadrants in there. When I first started this business, everything we did was in a 4x4 tent, just like you're probably doing at home. Many of our customers use 4x4s, 2x4s, 5x5s, 4x8s. And so I really wanted to feature a light that was designed for a grow tent. And the Cypress is designed for home growers. It can be used commercially for sure, but the main thing that you notice on a tent is the evenness of the PPFD when you get to the edges. And what I mean is, in my 10x10 tent, when you have two lights in the back over two 5x5 areas, you get really nice numbers all the way through the middle because you have the dual overlapping lights. But when you're in a tent and there's not multiple lights around, the PPFD drops off near the edges and the corners of the tent, because when you get to the edge, there's only one bar, where everywhere else you get the two bars overlapping on the strip light models. And so the Tarantula Tent Ultimate did something interesting, and you can see in the photo, and I'll show you as soon as I build it. This is an 8-board system, where the Cypress is a 6-board, and they put the two extra boards right on the sides so that it's maxing out the side of the tent as far as the PPFD. And then they went one step further, and they took the diodes, the actual LED lights that you're like paying for, and this is the strip. It's pretty cool, but they stacked a whole bunch of diodes on the end of both sides. So now when I build it, there's an extra strip on, let's say, the left and right of the tent, and then for the front and the back, each one of the strips has extra diodes right in the front and the back. So then you have extra light around the edges, which you'd think, well, why would you want extra light? Because the rest of the spots have two bars overlapping. So on the edges, you need extra just to make it even all the way across. And so when you look at all the different light footprints with the PAR meter, the PPFD meter, you'll see that most of them have a hot spot in the center when you're 12 inches away. And so let's say it's 1400 in the center. A lot of times the edges will be 700, half. Where this one boasts 1400 in the corners, in the middle, all the way to the sides. And so in our side-by-side, we're kind of wondering, does it matter if the light's perfect? If you have 4 plants in there, and the main part of the plant is getting the really good light, and a side branch is getting a little less, can the plant utilize the light fully, no matter where it receives it, or must it be even? And I think even is great. I would like to have even PAR across the board. And so either way, we're gonna be testing it. And so that's what I wanted to share with you as far as why. And then we'll see it live when we're actually doing these grows. But as far as product to highlight, I really wanted to at least do the unboxing and the build. And then we'll circle back. We'll do a better product comparison video once we've run the lights. But for now, let's get going. Let's talk about building it. If you just bought this and you want to follow along, this is how it's going to work. It comes with some stickers. It comes with the manual. It comes with the power cord. It also comes with these light hangers. We're not gonna use this because this takes away this much space in your grow tent. Maybe if you have a carbon filter, that'd be acceptable, but we wanna put the light all the way up if we want to, maximizing our space. And so we're gonna ditch these, they come with, and then it comes with rope ratchets. And because you're supposed to connect the rope ratchets to here, it only comes with 2. So we're gonna suggest that you add 2 more rope ratchets to your order. So you have 4. If you haven't already done that, you can use the wires for a while and you can go get 4 rope ratchets, or you can find a way to connect it together and use 2, but 4 is gonna be ideal to get it all the way up in your tent. And so that's what we'll do. I'm gonna discard the wire for now, but I will need these thumb screws. Looks like they've got some zip ties to set the rope ratchets over. Comes with an RJ cord so you can connect it. If you're using an AC Infinity controller, you're gonna need a Type A dongle connector to connect this to your controller. Otherwise, you can just plug it right into the wall or any timer, no big deal, as the ones we offer are the regular 120. Of course, if you want a 240, 277, something special, you can reach out and we can make sure your power supply comes for the type at your facility. But this is for grow tents. So I feel like everybody should probably be getting the 120 or the 240. If you don't know, 240 will use the same watts. It's just it'll use less amps on that breaker, so it's way easier to plug 2 lights in to 1 breaker. I'm going to set this box on the floor, and then I'm going to pick everything up and set it on the table so I can build it right now. So let's get that done. Perfect. Now the first thing I think they want you to do is to take the actual support frames. You can see it says GRANDMASTer LED on there. It's really solid. I mean, this is nicely built. We were talking about the FluoroFlex light and how lightweight it was. I felt like I could grab it and just break it with my hand. Now the good news is the light just hangs in your tent. It doesn't really need to be bulletproof, but I like craftsmanship and quality, and this thing feels really solid. And it's got the similar type of wire that the FluoroFlex used, but it's built in. So you have the really nice waterproof connections directly in here. So anyways, nice design. I will set that over here until I figure out which direction everything goes. All right, so it looks like I would just match that facing out. And now it's like 41 inches wide, I believe. You can look at the measurements online, but that's approximate spacing that I'll need, but it'll be pretty easy when I grab the next bars. Out of all these 8 strips, you don't want to touch them, obviously, but 2 of them have this bracket here that's going to be for mounting, and so I want to make sure those go in the middle, and I'll take a look at the instructions real quick before I click them in. So let's just set those there for now, and let's consult the manual and make sure that I do it correctly. Cords all on one side, and that should line it up perfect. That way everything is sure to mount. Wow, that's easy. It just literally clicks right in. Cool. Well, I've never built one that easy. That's pretty neat. Okay. Nice. So literally, you can see to connect it, all of the wiring is built in, and there's a piece of metal that just clicks right in to complete the connection. Super sleek. I like that. Okay, so these will spin out. I'll do that last. Let me put the rest of the strips on. Okay, so in the box on the top was these 2 strips with the brackets, the 2 main support beams with the electrical, and then this GRANDMASTer Tarantula Tent Ultimate 4x4 LED driver box. Suitable for wet locations. So it's got the input right here, which will be from the wall, and the output going to the lights, and then it's got the 2 daisy chainable RJ ports so that I can connect it to the controller, and then it's got the 0, 20, 50, 70, 95%, and 100% dimmer, which 95, oh, it looks like it's smooth, which I like. So on the FluoroFlex, it was set. You can only click to certain specifications as far as dimming, where this is smooth, so it looks like I can target the known 70%, but it's smooth. And so a benefit to the clicking is that you can set all of those FluoroFlex lights exactly to the same percentage, but using an RJ port, you could do the same thing easier. For these, if you have multiple lights, you'd be getting it close to the same percentage, but it doesn't lock in. But I like the smooth sweep, so I can go at 60%, 73%, anything I want, which allows me to use my PPFD meter to set the percentage without adjusting height. And so I like that a lot. I'll set that to the side. All right, here's the rest of the strips. Guess I'll be careful, do one at a time here. There we go. So it's possible to click it in without it being over the edge. Just make sure it's fully seated over the edge, and then they'll line up perfectly straight. It's pretty easy. And the only other thing I'm doing is making sure that the power supply is all on this side where this strip has all of the plugs to plug them into. Too easy. It's just so easy, it's ridiculous. Okay. Now, the cypress, it just unfolds. And I like that. But you only do this once, and if we're in a tent, it's more about getting the right light than I think just being the easiest to set up, but I'm trying to compare all things. So far, pretty easy. There we go. Okay. I'm just trying to be gentle here. I don't want to slide it around too much on the wood. I will say, you know, the FloorFlex had the insert here so you wouldn't touch the diode, but this one, they're nested inside. So when it's touching the table flat, it's not touching any of the diodes. So I feel comfortable setting it right here on the table. Okay, let's take a look real quick. So I think I did a count on these. See if I wrote it down. I counted on here so you could see the strip, really nice. And you can see the infrared or far red and the UV and the deep red. And then you can see the Evo emerald white, pretty cool, almost a green hue, and then the orange, which have got to be probably the 5000K. I noticed the tiniest bit of glue on the edge, but I mean, fit and finish is really nice. I do see screws, not rivets, so it looks serviceable. Really nice waterproof connections, so very, very good. Let's click this in again. Man, that's really easy. Let's connect them together. I guess I'll do this first, just in case. So power cord I won't really need. And then I want to put the output, okay, it says on there in the RJ, to the side with all the cords, because it's going to go out into the light, and the input's going to be from the wall, AC input. So it looks like I should tighten this first. Grab 2 of these hand screws. Makes it pretty easy. Little thumb screws. A lot easier than the wing nuts. I like that. Okay, that's great. And then power supply cords right there. Wow, okay, perfect. Looks like 2 more thumb screws. Threads right in. Pretty much done. That is nice. Now, I'm gonna leave the power cord off because it'll be easier just to plug in afterwards instead of dangling it around. But it literally just quick connects in. And then all of these, let's see, I believe these are all just quick connections, so let's find out. Yep, so you just take it, and then you'll just spin it until it wants to go in. There's only one spot where it'll go in, and then bam, it just slides right in. Click, click. I will plug this one in, same thing. Too easy. Okay, I can't wait. I wanna go turn this on. I wanna go plug it in. Let's see how heavy it is. It's not too bad. There's the light. Okay, I'll set it down now. And then I will hang the light and we're gonna get some readings on it. They've already got so many videos on this light and they've got the PPFD map. You can look at it all. I just wanna hang it in the top and see like, how powerful is it on the tent floor? Is it as even as they say? I'll just do some readings with my meter so you can see that as a real grower, when you set it up, does it back up the claims that they say? But for now, if you like these videos, subscribe to them. It really helps our channel out. We are age restricted on most videos, and so we don't get as much love from YouTube. When you subscribe, it really does help. If you would like, we've got other videos on how to grow, not just on products, and you can check those out, as well as our website, BuildASoil.com, where you can get this light. Otherwise, I'm gonna go set this up, and I'll see you guys on the other side.